Can I start?
Yes. Yeah. So now let me introduce Professor Satish Damodar Mohagaonkar, a retired professor of mathematics from Sri Ramdev Baba College of Engineering and Management, Nagpur. He will talk on geometry from Shalva Sutra. Over to you, sir, please.
Namaskar. I am Dr. Satish Mohagaonkar, presently working with Shiksha Sanskriti Utthan Nyas, Vedic Ganit Nagpur Center. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So, first of all, Jagat Guru Bharti Krishna Tirthaji Maharaj, I would like to mention his name here because the term Vedic Ganit is coined by Jagat Guru Bharti Krishna Tirthaji Maharaj. And the other important relevance is he stayed in Nagpur from 1952 to 1960 during Chaturmasas. He founded Vishwa Punarnirman Sangha in October 53, right in Nagpur. He wrote the book Vedic Mathematics during his stay at Nagpur in the Jagat Guru Parisar opposite to Kalyaneshwar Shiv Mandir, Telankhedi, Nagpur. Presently, Bharati Krishna Vidya Vihar School is situated in this premises, and most important is the original handwritten script of Vedic mathematics book is preserved there in his ashram in the school. And we are fortunate enough to go through that original manuscript. So, with his blessings, I would like to continue. Today's points that our lecture plan is, we'll be discussing about Shulba Sutras. Nidhi Handa madam has already thrown a beautiful light on this topic and she talked about the details. I will just try to go through. Okay, some repetition is there, then please excuse me. First one is the Katyayana's method of drawing the east-west line. Okay, as mentioned by madam, this is the first thing we have to talk about. Second is Katyayana's method of drawing perpendicular bisector. Okay, and while discussing this, he has talked about triangles without mentioning them as triangles. And Bodhayana's theorem, Prajakti madam was making a mention of Pythagoras theorem, and we all are now aware about the fact that about more than 500 prior to Pythagoras, Bodhayana has given the theorem, and it was used in constructions of the rectangles and squares. So I will try to cover these points. I don't know how far I will be able to complete within 30 minutes, but let us start. If any question, you can raise your hand and ask me during the lecture also. I don't have any issue or any problem. It should be not only a monologue, it should be a dialogue type. Okay. So let us have a little bit historical background. Madam has already made my way very easy by giving full details. We have four Vedas: Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda. They are considered to be apaurushaya. Apaurushaya means do not have a human author, but were given by, or rather given to ancient rishis by a divine entity, that is the Param Brahma. Okay, so Vedas are appended with 6 ancillary branches of knowledge, as rightly said by Madam, called Shat Vedangas. These are Shiksha, the Uchchar Shastra, Vyakarana, Shabda Shastra, Chandas, Kavya Shastra, Nirukta, Vyutpatti Shastra, Jyotisha, Kakola Shastra, Kalpa, Achara Shastra. Lagad, we start with Lagad. Jyotisha always meant the science of astronomy in Vedanga Jyotisha. Of course, mathematics was considered as part of this subject. Vedanga Jyotisha is the earliest Bharatiya astronomical work available. Maharshi Lagat, in his Vedanga Jyotisha, Ruk Samhita, Shlok 35, says, Yatha Shikha Mayuranam Naganam Manayo Yatha Tadvad Vedanga Shastranam Ganitam Murdhni Sansthitam, meaning, just as the crest on the heads of the peacocks and the gems on the heads of the serpents are in the highest position, in the same way, the place of mathematics is in the Vedanga Shastra is at the top. This is supreme importance given to mathematics among the branches of Aparavidya ever since Vedic period. So we have to go back to the Vedas to trace the germs. We talk about little bit about Lagat. Period of Lagat is considered to be the period of 12th or 14th century BC, before Christ. Okay. According to Varaha Mihira, 505 AD, according to his calculations, Vedanga Jyotisha can be assigned the period around 1150 BC, whereas other scholars states that the period was around 1370 BC. Okay. The nakshatra system consisting of 27th nakshatras or the 28 including Abhijit nakshatra. All of you must be can recall this Abhijit nakshatra on which the Rama Mandir, the Murti Sthapana was done on this Abhijit nakshatra. This was evolved long back prior to Lagat and was used to indicate days. During Yajurveda period, it was known that the solar year has 365 days. Okay. In the Krishna Yajurveda, it is mentioned that the extra 11 days over the 12 lunar months completes the Rutu of a Samvatsar. Okay. There are 6 Rutus that completes 1 year called Samvatsar. Now, from 17th, the Adhik Mas is to start. So 11 days in 1 year, and after 3 years or a particular period, we used to get additional month that is called the Adhik Mas. Knowledge of special kind of predicting the solar eclipse was possessed by priests of Atri family. Atri Rishi, we all are aware, Dattatreya, okay, belongs to Atri Rishi. The Hindu geometry originates in a very remote age in connection with the constructions of altars, rightly pointed out by Nidhi Madam, and fireplaces. Agni possessed for Nitya and Kamya sacrifices. Nitya and so Agni prescribed for Nitya and Kamya. Nitya means the regular, Kamya means the things we perform for getting some result, just like the Ashwamegha Yajna or Putra Kameshti Yajna, like this. Most primitive Agnis are Garhyapatya, Ahavaniya, and Dakshinagni. These are the three important ones. The altar for Grahapatya was circular in one system and square in another. Ahvaniya is square in shape and Dakshinagni is semicircular in shape. Now, this is about shape, but what is important? Though their shapes were different, the area of all three had to be the same. That's why there was a discussion in the lecture prior to this about converting a circle to a rectangle or a square to a circle. Orientation, shapes, and areas of all altars had to be strictly correct. This correctness being being as important as correct pronunciation of Vedic mantras. Now, what is the result of this? Accurate geometrical methods of constructions were evolved, resulting into development of arithmetic and algebra. Okay. The geometry required for construction of altars is contained in Shulba Sutras. Okay. Shulba Sutras, which is a part of Kalpa Sutra, as was rightly pointed out. Shulba Sutra. Some repetition may be there, plus I will have to go ahead with this plan. Shulba Sutra is a manual that contains sutras laying down two rules of adding, subtracting, and measuring areas with the help of rope or cord. The word Shulba derived from the Sanskrit word Shulb, meaning to measure. Okay, and later on it was used for representing the Rajju. Sutra means rules and instructions given in a very concise form using minimum possible words. This is most important. The Shulva Sutras known at present are Baudayan, Vadula, Manava, Apastambha, Varaha, Hiranyakeshi, Maitrayana, and Katyayana. Of these, Baudhayana, Manava, Apastamba, and Katyayana form separate treaties. All these belong to the Yajurveda. Okay, and the period, the dates of these already mentioned, but I will just go shortly. Baudhayana and Vadula, about 800 to 500 BC. Baudhayana is assumed to be 800 BC. Manava Apastamba, about 650 to 300 BC. Katyayana and Varaha, 400 to 200 BC. The instruments used in the Shilva Sutras are Rajju, the cord, Shanku, the pole or peg, and the bamboo rod. Okay, Venu. Total length of Shanku is 18 angula. What angula is, we'll come to know in a minute, or madam has already talked about it also. 18 angulas, and its width at the bottom is 2 angula. Has to be narrow because it is to be dug into the soil. Okay. One third part of the total Shanku used to be underground, and two-third part was used to be above the ground. Okay. This was the procedure. Units of measurements. Angula is the smallest one. 6 yawa grains, or they form when they are set aside, means they are kept side to side. The total length comes out to be 1.9 centimeter, is called 1 angula. And Purusha means the highest one. Okay. When we stand on our toes and stretch our hands fully, the entire length gives us the Purusha. This is a simple table. Already you had gone through. Angula, 1.9 centimeter. Kshudrapada, Dashangulam Kshudrapada. This is from Bodhayana Shulba Sutras I have taken. Dashangulam Kshudrapadam means 10 angulis make one Shudrapad, 19 centimeter. Pradesha Dvadasha Angulam creates one Pradesh, so 22.8 centimeter. Aratni Dvau Pradesha means do Pradesh, twice Pradesh, 45.6, double of 22.8. And Purusha Pancha Aratni means 5 times Aratni, 228 centimeter. So that defines, there are many other units. Because of the crunch of space, I have just taken only this part of it. Now, we'll come to Shulba Sutras. I prefer to talk about Katyayana because it is more practical also and easy to understand also. Bodhayana is the first one. And we'll find that the results given in Bodhayana can actually be done, rather the procedures given can actually be done by taking rope and pegs, poles. So it opens with Rajju Samasam Vakshamyaha, meaning we shall explain the additions or subtractions to be made in measuring the space, sacrificial areas by means of a cord. Everything is done by means of a cord. Rajju, Samas means summing, Vakshamya will be explaining. Acharya Katyayana has given the details of the procedure for determining east-west line, Prachi, and its perpendicular north-south line, Udichi, with the help of rope and pegs. Okay? Sun is the sole guide in the entire procedure. Now, how it was done, let us discuss. First, we just have some knowledge which is known to us. We'll have just go through it. Sun rises in the east between Chitra, that is direction towards north, and Swati Nakshatra, that is direction towards south. This is our regular experience. Sun is inclined towards north, that is Chitra, the current situation of Sun from 21st December to 21st June. This period is called Uttarayan. We are going through Uttarayan just now. Okay. The Sun is inclined to south or Swati from 21st June to 21st December. This period is called Dakshinayan. Okay. Now, when the sun is exactly on equator, that is, what is important is it is passing through the center of both Chitra and Swati Nakshatra, that is on 21st March and 21st September, it rises on exact east direction and sets on exact west direction. Okay, so if someone wants exact east, he has to observe the sunrise on 21st March. Now, first part, determining east-west line. This is second sutra of Katyayana. In his second sutra, he describes the method of drawing the east-west line. Now it is as under. Same Shankunikhaya Shanku Sammitaya Rajva Mandalam Parilikhya. Same means a leveled ground. Shanku we have seen. Nikhaya means fix. So let us go ahead. Yatra lekhayo shankvagrachaya. Yatra lekhayo shankvagrachaya. Nipatati tatra shanku nihanti sa prachi. So prachi, what is prachi? It is explained here. We try to translate it. Fix means nikhaya, a pole, shanku, on a level piece of ground, same. Okay. To this pole, fix a cord, rajva, of length equal to height of the pole, shanku sammitaya, okay, and draw a circle, mandalam parilikhya. Mark the points. Now you have the sunrise and sunset. Mark the points with pegs where the shadow of the tip of the pole touches the circle, obviously during morning period and during afternoon period. Mark these points where the tip of the shadow touches the circle and then join them by fixing two pegs at these points. This gives us the east-west line. Okay. This is called prachi. Now, how it is done? Let us try to. These animations have used a Mathematica software to draw the figures. Sun, we get a shadow on the west side. Evening, we get a shadow on the east side. We mark the poles and try to join them to get a prachi. Okay, I hope this explains the procedure. Now, perpendicular bisector of a line segment. First of all, we talk about perpendicular bisector, and then we'll come to the perpendicular at any point. I will just go hurriedly. Katyayana has explained the method of finding perpendicular bisector in connection with fixing the north-south line, that is Udichi. Next shlok is Tadnantaram Rajvabhyasya Pashau Krutva Shankvo Pashau Pratimuccha Dakshinayamya Madhye Shankume Iva Uttarataha Sodichi. Take a cord whose length is equal to twice the distance. Abhyasa. Abhyasa means make it double. Okay. Meaning of abhyasa. Rajva abhyasa means make the cord double. Take a cord whose length is equal to twice the distance between the two pegs E and W. Fix the west and east end of the east-west line. Make the loops at the ends of the cord. Pashav krutva. Pash means loop. Fix the loops in the east and west pegs E and W. Shankvo pashav pratimuccha. Mark the midpoint of the cord. Stretch the cord with its midpoint towards south, Dakshinayamya, and fix a peg at a place S where the midpoint of the cord touches the ground. Here it is understood that all the strings are stretched. Both sides of the string are fully stretched. Now repeat the procedure towards north side. See, instead of explaining everything, evam uttarataha, that means do the same thing on the north side. You get this. The line joining these two pegs N and S determines north-south direction and is called Udichi. Okay. See, I have taken east and west. The pegs are fixed. Take a chord of length 2x. Fix it and stretch it towards south. So you get a equilateral triangle. Okay, you get a equilateral samabhuja trikona. Do it on the west. Now join the points S and N to get a perpendicular bisector of E and W, that is east and west, right? So this was Bodhayana's method is the method which is being used nowadays. Actually, whatever is geometry we are learning as the Euclidean part of its or drawing, rather these constructions of the perpendicular bisectors, these are all given by Bodhayanas 800 BC, 500 years before Pythagoras.
Sir,
Perpendicular,
can you
uh,
wind it up in 5 minutes now?
yes, I will
Thanks.
wind it up in
Thanks.
5 minutes.
Thank
Okay. Perpendicular at any point of a line segment. Katyayana method for drawing this bisector can be used for this one. I will just go hurriedly. Make a point, mark a point A on line AW. Mark 2 points A1, A2 on the line equidistant from A. Take a chord of length greater than distance between A1 and A2 and again stretch it by fixing the loops on the endpoints. And the point where when you stretch the chord, you get a point K, join AK to get the perpendicular bisector. Okay, so choose any point, take any two equidistant points and work out this. Lastly, I will not be able to touch then the Bodhayana theorem. In 5 minutes, I will just finish up this right angle triangle and then we'll stop. Okay, will it be okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Right angle triangle construction appears as a part of construction of square and rectangle in Shulba Sutras. Katyayana methods pramanabhyasabhyas chaturthe lakshanam karoti tannirichanam. Okay. Fix two pegs at points C and W on east-west line prachi such that distance between them is x units. Take chord of length equal to x units and extend it by the same, that is abhyas. That is, AF is a chord of length 2x units. Make a mark on the chord at its center. AC is measuring chord and CF is the extended chord. In figure, you can look at all these things. Mark the point D, this is important, at a distance x by 4 from center C on CF. Okay. So AD is x plus x by 4, that is 5x by 4, called Karna or Akshaya. DF is x minus x by 4 because we have removed x by 4. So it is called Tiryangamani, that is Koti. Fix the loops at A and F and stretch the chord tightly as we did earlier. Fix a peg at a point D where it touches the ground. So it generates a triangle EWD with WD is equal to 3x by 4 and ED is equal to 5x by 4, base equal to x units. So AC is the distance, x I have chosen. Then I have made it doubled, AF is equal to 2x, C is the center. From C I have measured x by 4 units and marked a point D. So AD is 5x by 4 and DCF is 3x by 4. And now when I get this, stretch this, I get the x as a base, 3x by 4 as the Tiryangamani and 5x by 4 as the Akshnaya. Now, what is the beauty of this? This is a right angle triangle with which is written in terms of ordered triples called Tribhujanka. And in a specific order, what is the order? Bhuja Koti Karna as x, 3x by 4 and 5x by 4. And lastly, the ordered triples x, 3x by 4, 5x by 4 described the Bodhayana theorem, which now we call it as a Pythagoras theorem, but it was given by Bodhayana as 5x by 4 whole square is x square plus 3x by 4 whole square. So this is all from my side. Namo Guru Padukabhyam.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful talk. This time stop the recording.
Okay, shall I stop sharing?
You can, sir.